I want to make sure I actually get to this. So,
oh boy,
this was
why?
Because it kind of pissed me off. So there was a huge incident in Chicago. Speaking of Chirac here, Black Lives Matter. The leader came out and basically said this. So take a look.
That's the leader of BLM.
This is one of the leaders in Chicago. So like I said, Black Lives Matter, the statement, different than Black Lives Matter, the organization.
If somebody decides to loot a Gucci or a Macy's or a Nike, because that makes sure that person eats. That makes sure that person has clothes. That's reparations. That is reparations. Anything they want to take it, because these businesses have insurance. They're going to get their money back. My people aren't getting anything.
The fuck? I don't know what that message is. So
what? No.
In the description. No, we're not going to look at that. So the reason I wanted to cover this. All right, guys, stay focused. The reason I wanted to cover this is because, like I said, this is my beef. My beef. I have no problem with the phrase Black Lives Matter. I have no problem with people protesting, people voicing their opinion. That's what America is all about. I have a problem with the organization doing shit like this, where you have the leader coming out and justifying looting, because this is a recent video at the time of this recording, and they came out was looting the stores, looting a whole bunch of stores, and
expensive stores.
Yeah, like Gucci, like robbing. So yeah, like 2 points on that. You're justifying theft. You're justifying that. And then her thing is like, oh yeah, it's reparations. Those stores have insurance. They're going to get it back. That's not the point. How pathetic of a movement do you look if you're resorting to that? So that is your basis of the movement? I thought your basis was the movement was for equality, for social justice, for changing things. You're not changing anything by doing that. In fact, the people who disagree with you and have a beef with you, when they see that shit, they're like, oh wow, yeah, you're exactly who we thought you were. You're just the people just justifying the situation, and like what is, if you want justice for certain people who died, how are you achieving justice if you're looting a store? You're getting, oh yeah, I got some brand new Jordans, I got a Gucci belt, I got a Louis Vuitton purse. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. And this is my beef, and this is why I get pissed off about it, because then you criticize them, and then someone can say like, and they've had this in the news, they've had this on like CNN and shit, where they question people. They're like, oh really? So you think Black lives don't matter? It's like, no, I didn't say that. Yeah. So there can be an organization called Don't Kick Puppies, right? There can be an organization called Don't Kick Puppies that claims to fight for saving puppies. They're saving puppies that are puppy mills getting killed or whatever, and they believe that and they say that. But then if they're doing heinous shit like looting stores, demanding crazy shit, demanding reparations, and when you demand reparations, you're justifying looting. If I say, wow, the Don't Kick Puppies organization is a piece of shit organization, don't come to me and say, oh, so you think puppies should be kicked? It's like, no, there's a difference between the statement and the organization. And I've made this point several times in previous episodes. And like I said, this video, it went pretty, I won't say viral, but it was a popular video that I wanted to cover because it's like, yeah, this is bullshit. So
absolute bullshit. Yeah, looting doesn't solve anything. I mean, I don't agree.
It's pretty obvious.
I just think the point that she's trying to make is insane. It's literally like, that's not how society works. That's not like, we're not looting because they have insurance. That's like me saying like, no, it's okay if you like hit someone's new car because they definitely have full coverage and
right.
They're going to get it fixed.
Yeah, and they owe it to us too. That person owes it to me.
Like, that's our reparations. It's like, whoa. Did Gucci enslave people when they were like in Italy?
They just took advantage of the situation, especially by looting those really expensive stores like the Versace, Gucci, Tom Ford.
Yeah, it's complete, taking advantage of the situation. And if you wanted people to get behind your movement as a leader, that's why your movement is bullshit, because as a leader, you would be there being like, guys, don't loot. This makes us look bad. What are we fighting for? Let's stick to the real issues.
Yep.
Now you're here being like, oh yeah, this is, and then people say like, oh yeah, the rioting, there's a quote from Martin Luther King that he says, rioting is the language of the unheard. And then they take that quote and say that all riots are good. You're never going to get people lining behind you. We had riots in here when the whole George Floyd thing happened. They had riots in every city. People breaking into shoe stores,
burning stores,
jewelry stores. And there was that story too where they burned down a black business owner's store. It wasn't here. I think it was in Minnesota. But literally this black business owner who saved all his money for like 20 years, opened his own business, and then they came and burned it down and basically
took it all away.
They destroyed everything, right? And then they filmed him like at his, at the fucking ashes of his business, crying and like, wow, I saved up everything. Oh my God, like you felt so bad for him. So it's like, oh yeah, so that is total racial justice, right? So to get black equality, you're literally fucking over a black business owner. Aren't you guys supposed to support the black businesses? So that's why you have the people who disagree with you. That's why it's not just, people want to simplify the argument. Oh, I don't like Black Lives Matter, the organization. Oh, you're a racist. You don't believe Black Lives Matter? No, look at the organization. Look at the people who are behind it. They're the ones fucking up. And then it's become so mainstream too now where they have
funding the NBA. Do you see that?
The NBA, like it's all like
crazy.
And we didn't cover it in the last episode because we didn't get to it, but like now everyone's kneeling for the anthem, whatever. Like, okay, it's not a huge deal. Like, if you're going to kneel, whatever. I'm not going to even comment on it. But, like, if you want to make a statement, that's fine. I never had a problem with kneeling because it is a form of, it's a peaceful protest. But now what they're doing is everyone's kneeling at these sports games. And then if you have one person who doesn't kneel, he gets ostracized. So the one person who doesn't buy in to the movement is like, oh, you're racist, you're this. And there was a black dude, it was a black Orlando Magic player, and he's like, no, like it's not like, so it's kind of bullshit. I didn't play the video, but it's bullshit. The black Orlando Magic player didn't kneel for that shit, and then they interviewed him, and they're like, oh, why didn't you kneel? Do you not believe Black Lives Matter? They literally asked him that question.
My God.
They literally asked him that question, and what did he say? He said, no, I obviously believe Black Lives Matter, bitch. I'm fucking black. I obviously believe that.
Yeah.
He didn't say that, but the way he said it, he pretty much said that. And and basically what he said, he had a very educated answer. He said, I obviously believe Black Lives Matter. I just don't believe the organization fights for black lives. I only believe in Jesus Christ. And he's like a Christian and basically said that, which a lot of Christians are doing. The Bible says you shouldn't kneel for any man, anything, which is true. So why are you telling this black man he's like, you're trying to like get him in a gotcha moment just because of his religious beliefs? Aren't you supposed to respect everyone's beliefs? Has nothing to do with race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cool. Just wanted to go on a little mini rant there. I don't know if you guys had any wrapping thoughts.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're just watching a few NBA games. That organization poured a lot of money into that. Like, it's on the court, it's on their freaking jerseys.
Yeah, and then all these organizations, what are they doing? They're like, oh yeah, we're going to donate $100,000 to the Black Lives Matter organization.
Oh yeah.
This is the leader of the organization. You're
Right.
giving money to this person.
All the companies, all those emails you got a few months ago or a few weeks ago when this whole thing happened. Oh, we stand with Black Lives. We're donating, X amount of dollars to Black Lives Matter, and they're literally just putting it on NBA courts.
Right. So
And you have this nut job leader.
yeah, like I said.
Nut job.
Here's my thing with all this, everything that's going on. You just have to think analytically about it. Like, okay, is it logical? Does it make sense? My main issue with them is that when somebody is like, it's sort of like, what was the movie we were talking about before? Wakanda Forever.
Black Panther.
Black Panther is like, it was either you were in or you were a racist.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, I can have some disagreements with how the organization is run. I agree, like, police brutality is a real thing. It needs to stop. Okay, do I agree that you should be looting Gucci? No. But if I were to point this out to certain people that I know, and I do not talk about the subject with them because I know how they are about it.
It's so sensitive, yeah.
It's so like if I were to be like, yeah, but I don't think they should be like looting, and
one they're gonna jump down your throat.
Yeah, and it's like, well, what do you think about 200 years of blah blah blah? And it's like, whoa, I'm talking about looting Gucci, an Italian company.
You speak from experience.
It's just like I don't want to talk about it with people because with those kind of people,
me either.
It's literally
you never want to. It's a
there's
no gray area.
Yeah,
and life isn't like that. They see everything as, no pun intended, black and white, and that expression means it's like one way or the other. But there is a gray area. We can look at this and be like, I don't agree with what you're doing. You're making yourself look bad. There are certain things I agree with, but there's a lot I don't. And then some people, they turn around. Like I said, that's the analogy.
They put you in a box.
If there's like I said, if there's an organization,
a box full of shit.
A box full of shit. A box full of shit that
you're looking for boxes of shit.
PayPal.
Comment below.
Comment below. So, just to wrap it up, it's that analogy. I'm just saying that analogy with everyone when they don't get it is that if we have an organization that's called Don't Kick Puppies, and they're doing atrocious shit, don't say that I believe in puppies getting kicked because I disagree with them.
Right.
Same analogy.
Exactly,
yeah. So.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Cool.